Hey everyone, happy Monday. So glad to be here with you for our Monday training for money shifts to allow more clients. And before we get started, let's transition into this now moment because I don't know about you, but I've been homeschooling or not homeschooling, schooling from home. And you may have been transitioning, you may be transitioning into something new. So I'm going to invite us to take 3 nice deep breaths together. And even if you're watching this during the replay, I'm inviting you to do this as well and just type replay in the comments. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take 3 nice deep breaths together, and you're going to exhale through a straw on the exhale. Inhaling now. And exhale through a straw. Inhaling again. And exhale through a straw. One last time, inhale. And exhale through a straw. And with your eyes closed, you're welcome to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly or your thigh, and just taking this moment to sending yourself some love, to send yourself some love for all that you are, all that you do, all that you're wanting to create in the world through your business. And just reminding yourself that I am enough, I have enough, and I do enough. And just opening yourself to receive anything that your higher self wants you to receive during today's class. And as I count down from 3 to 1, gently prepare to open your eyes. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. That felt so good. Did it feel good to you? It's amazing how just a couple of moments of taking a few deep breaths and connecting to yourself can really elevate your mood. So if you can hear and see me okay, if you can type a 1 in the comments, I would love that. So our topic for today is 4 money shifts to allow more clients. And I was deliberate about using the word allow because sometimes, it can feel like you want something, you're going after something. Maybe you might even feel like you're chasing something or you're working so hard for something versus the energy of allowing. Welcome, viewers. And the energy of allowing is taking the brakes off. And there's so many places where it's easy to put the brakes on in your business, like you're putting on the brakes trying to post, you're putting on the brakes of charging what you want to charge. And as we dig deeper, it's your foot on the brake. And what would it be to take your foot off the brakes and allow your community to see you, allow people that want to work with you to work with you, allow yourself to receive the money that you want to receive. So you may have seen, if you didn't see in this post, several years ago, I was getting so many no's, doing so many calls, which is awesome. And so some of you who are watching, maybe you're not getting discovery calls or consultations. And then some of you, maybe you are getting calls, but you're getting a lot of no's. And so that felt, type a 1 in the comments if you can relate. And it felt kind of disheartening and frustrating. And I'm like, what's the deal here? I feel like I have an incredible offer that can help me. It's helped me. It's helped other clients. Why am I getting so many no's? So I, of course, I hire a coach for everything. Every time there's a problem, I'm like, hey, I need help with my kids. Let me get a coach. I need some help with my sales. What do I do? And so I hired a coach then, and I still hire coaches now. But at that time, I specifically wanted help around, my sales and how can I get more yeses. And so part of it was my discomfort with sales, not wanting to be salesy and pushy or feeling like I was forcing someone to do something that they didn't want to do, which I hear a lot when I'm talking to women in my community. So say me, if you can relate to not wanting to be salesy or pushy, or I think part of it too, I think a lot of women can feel sensitive and cautious of like you not wanting to overstep someone's boundaries. So one aspect was my discomfort with sales. And the second piece that my coach highlighted for me was that it was just also the way that I was thinking, not only about myself and my offer, but my ability to get clients. That was the real problem. And so she really helped me to clean that up and really turn things around. And I want to share with you 4 money shifts that really has allowed me and my clients to allow more clients into their business. So if you're meeting me for the first time, seeing me for the first time, welcome to our group, Women Coaches in Bloom. My name's 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗪𝘆, and I'm the founder of 𝗏𝗏𝗪𝗏.com. That's my website. And I'm also the creator of the signature program, the Client Creation Queen program. And I want to pause there for a moment just to tell you a little bit about the name. Initially, it was called the Client Creation Program. And, you keep evolving with your services, your niche, every aspect of your business. But I love the word create, just coming from that energy of versus how do I get clients to how do I create clients? How do I create opportunities to grow my audience, create opportunities for people to hear about what I'm doing, and to really connect to that energy of you being a creatrix or creator, whichever one you most feel aligned with. But clients come from you. You're the one that creates clients. And I love the word queen. Some people prefer goddess or leader, but it really is about stepping into your leadership energy and owning your professional experience, your personal history and experience, and bringing that leadership into your business, into your sales calls, into your content, literally everything that you do. So my program helps coaches and service-based entrepreneurs to get clients, get paid, making money, doing the work they love, and really feel like they're living their sacred calling. Pretty much every person that I speak to on the phone says that it would be so meaningful and fulfilling to them to actually feel like they're doing their purpose work in the world. I've also, and type a 1 in the comments if you can relate to, hi Asali, beautiful name. If you can relate to like your business being a vehicle for your self-expression and a pathway for you really to express your purpose work, your sacred calling in the world. So I have coached and consulted with dozens of Fortune 500 companies like Visa, Bank of America, Clorox, Charles Schwab, and many more. I've worked directly with top 7-figure industry leaders in the coaching industry. And I've helped my clients do things like get their first $10,000 month, get consistent 4-figure months, get their first and next paying clients, all of which are incredibly exciting. And I have facilitated and led hundreds of workshops, both online and offline, in the areas of personal growth and business development. Thank you, Asali. And you're welcome. I'm also a mom. My daughter's going to be 7 in just a couple of weeks, and my son just turned 5. And I feel like it's important for me to say that because, everyone has a full life. I try not to say I'm so busy because on one level I don't feel busy, but I do have a full life. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a business, and I'm able to show up here in my community on a regular basis because this matters to me. And I think whether you have a full-time job or whether you're a parent or you have other things going on, you can make time for the things that matter to you if they're a priority for you. So are you ready to hear the 4 money shifts that will support you in allowing in more clients? Type a 1 in the comments, and I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. Awesome. So before we talk about the first shift, I just want to talk a little bit about the myth behind it. And so a lot of times I'm talking with either clients or potential clients that they think that their audience doesn't have the money. Like they worry that their audience can't afford it. So that's one level. So this is if you're not making offers, it could be like, I'm afraid to charge, a high ticket offer. And so in my world, and what I share with my clients is that a high ticket offer, meaning an offer of a minimum of $1,000. It's fine if you're over that. It's fine if you're not there yet. But I typically say $1,000 and then to work from there. And so for those of you that may not have made your high ticket offer yet, there could be some fear that you worry that people in your audience won't be able to afford it. And for those of you that are already having calls, maybe you've actually gotten several no's, like I was telling you before, like how that can be disheartening, and you're making offers and people are like, no, no, no. Then it feels really convincing that people in your world can't afford it. And so the first money shift is that people will find the money for what is important to them. People will find the money for what is important to them. And so if someone could type that in the comments, that people will find the money for what is important to them. And it might be hard to wrap your head around this, but if you just look at your own life, like, have there been things in your life where you're like, I really want to do that, but I don't have the money now in this moment? Maybe like if you open your bank account, the funds for that are not there, but you decided that that's what you wanted and you went for it. And so I remember like my first workshop I ever did, which had nothing to do with business. I was 25 years old and it was like a weekend workshop and it was a big deal for me. I was just out of college and it was $500 and it felt like it was so much money to me then. So it could have been a $10,000 workshop. That's how it felt for me. I'm like, $500. And so it was so funny because they were saying to me in their coachy way, like that your weekend starts when you say yes and you like make that first payment. So I don't know if I made like a really small deposit, but I really wanted to go. And so the person who invited me to this workshop, she was like, I will help you. We can like brainstorm ways. So I ended up doing a garage sale. I feel like I did some other things, but I don't remember now. But I did a garage sale and I had no idea that I would make more than the $500 at the garage sale, but I really wanted to do it. And so like my mom gave me stuff for the garage sale. I had friends that gave me stuff. And I earned the money in that one garage sale to be able to go because I really wanted to do it. I have a list. I'm sure each of you who are watching have a list of things in your life where you thought that you didn't have the money, but you really wanted to do it. I've been on calls with people. I remember one woman, I was on the call with her. I didn't even talk about the price. And she was already saying that she didn't have the money and she ended up becoming a client. So sometimes the I don't have the money is like a knee-jerk response because people are afraid, or maybe that money is allocated to something else, or they don't want to use a credit card. I mean, the list goes on and on. But type a 1 if you're still with me. But the point is that people will find money for what is important to them. And if the service that you provide, the result they want, is important enough for them at this time in their life, they'll make a way to do it. So that's shift number 1. So I would love, hi, Diana, so nice to see you. So the first thing I would say is to really take that in, that people will find the money for what is important to them. And then just, I'm thinking of like, I had colleagues who like really wanted to do a program and then like they did a GoFundMe. And my point here isn't to start a GoFundMe to, or to tell your clients to start a GoFundMe. That's not the point. The point is the energy behind starting a GoFundMe, right? The energy behind me doing that garage sale is like when you have that fire, that passion, that energy to do something, it will move. And that's the kind of energy that you want to bring to your practice, and the type of energy that you want to imbue in your clients, that like when they come with that, like, I really want this to happen, that's also when they have the best results. So the second myth that I want you to think about is, you know, people will say things like, I can't charge that much. Well, okay, there's two things I'm thinking about. So one is I can't charge that much, and the other is like, who has that kind of money, right? And so that idea, or like that coming from that place of like, I can't charge that much, is somehow like you're doing something wrong, or it's like walking this line of ethics. Like, am I a bad person if I'm charging? And especially like most people, pretty much everyone I talk to sincerely tells me they want to help people. Type a 1 in the comments if you want to help people. So I feel like there's a lot that gets muddy and feeling like, okay, if you're a good person and you want to help people, maybe you shouldn't charge. And so sometimes people struggle with, you know, their morality or ethics and thinking that they should do stuff for free. But the shift number 2 is that you get to determine the value of your services. So type that in the comments. You get to determine the value of your services. One of the attractive things of going into business for yourself, outside of getting to do the work that you love and working with people, is that you get to finally determine what your salary is, right? So like if you're watching this and you're working a job and you feel like there's only so much you can increase up the ladder, you get to determine your fees as a coach or a service-based provider. And that isn't just about putting on a high price tag to your service. You absolutely want your services to deliver, to be benefits driven, and really provide a path for your clients to achieve their goal. But you get to determine the value of your services, which is based on a number of things, right? So one of them being like helping your client achieve the results that they want. So I'll just use, you know, a health coach as an example. So what is the value to someone? Let's say they went to their doctor, they're pre-diabetic, you know, they're wanting to lose weight and start a fitness routine, but maybe they're just out of the habit, right? And so if they resolve that through working with you, what is the price of that? So from going from feeling really fatigued and sluggish and not feeling energized, to having some health issues, to now feeling energized and fit and feeling good about their body and rectifying their health diagnosis. That's part of the value, right? It's also interacting with your program, whether it's talking on the phone with you one-on-one for coaching sessions, you emailing them in between sessions, your program deliverables, all of that goes into. So it's not just the time that you work with them, but also once they leave you, now hopefully they've created new habits and have new ways of being that they can now continue with moving forward. So it's like, if I just think of one thing, like I've done so many things that other coaches have helped me do in my business. And so yes, I paid, let's say I learned how to do summits, right? And so I know how to do that now. So now that's a part of my business model that I'll continue to do moving forward, even though I'm no longer working with that coach. And so with you, the skills, the tools that you share with your clients, those are things that they take in their life moving forward. The other thing I want to say about this is I worked with a client once she was a former teacher, and part of the thing holding her back with her prices was that she didn't want to make her prices so that her teachers couldn't afford it. And so look at you, like, do you feel like, okay, my price is based on my current community, or I don't want certain groups of people to be able to afford it? And you get to incorporate things, structures into your business model. So it's like, she totally could be like, if you're a teacher, you know, you get this % off. If you're a teacher, this is the price for you. Or you get to have, you know, I was just on Instagram, there was a woman, she's a health coach. She was saying that she was offering 5 scholarship spots and people had to apply for them. So the bottom line is, it is your business. It is your business, and you get to decide if you want to serve certain groups and, you know, make it accessible at a certain price point, or scholarships. But the reason, part of why you're getting into business too, is that you want to reach your income goal. And it's really interesting because even though people will say that, I consistently see people share with me that they want to earn $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And it's important that your price point is going to easily allow you to reach that goal. So it's like, if you're charging $100 an hour and your goal is 5,000, that's, what is that? 50 people, 500 clients. That's a lot of clients to serve, you know? So do the math. How much do you want to earn, and how much do you need to be charging in order to receive that price point? Oh my God. So someone says here, I'm sorry, it says Facebook user, but I would love to see your name. But it says, quote from my counselor, "I wouldn't want anyone to die of a broken heart, but it's okay if I do." Oof. Thank you for saying that, because I feel like that really sums up the plight of many a heart-centered coaches and entrepreneurs, right? Where most of the women that I see have invested so much time, energy, and money, cash dollars, to get their yoga certification, to get their coaching certification, to, you know, all of the skills and tools. They've paid money to do that. But when it comes to receiving, they're like, oh, I can't charge that much. And so that's a huge shift. Thank you, Kathleen, for sharing that. And I want to remind you of the second shift, money shift, which is you get to determine the value of your services, and you want to do it in a way that honors both you and your client. Because oftentimes, like, I know for myself, like, I feel so excited when I invest in a program. Like, I feel like I'm thanking the coach because I'm excited for my next shift. Yes, Kathleen, I saw your name. Thank you for sharing that. So number 3, type a 1 in the comments if you're hearing yourself inside of this, if you're seeing yourself inside of this. Another worry that I see people have is they worry, what if my client doesn't get the results? Has anyone here ever worried, you know, like, what if I put my offer out here and they don't get the result, or maybe somehow they're dissatisfied? Type a 1 in the comments if you can relate to that. So this can be a fear that people have, which makes them either afraid to put out an offer or to charge more for their offer because they feel overly responsible for their client, right? And I totally get it, because it's like, you want your clients to win. You want them to have the result. And the truth is, so which is money shift number 3, is that your clients are responsible for their journey. Someone put that in the comments. Your clients are responsible for their journey. So does this take away any responsibility on your end? That's not what I mean, right? It means that your job is to show up, is to give your client the best that you got, to share all your tools, your knowledge, have your coaching sessions. And we have to know that our clients are on their own journey. So sometimes your ego mind might think that you want something like, that sounds really cool, but the work it takes to do it might be a lengthier process. For some clients, not all, it might be a lengthier process because they're not quite ready. Like, if I just look at myself, like, I have coaches that I've worked with, and I'm like, wow, if I implemented what they told me to do a couple of years ago. But sometimes it takes you a few coaches to actually feel emotionally, mentally, spiritually prepared to take that next step. So your client's on their own journey, but everything that you've given them, they still have with you. And you've probably heard like a great teacher, which I think I'm going to substitute the word coach or healer for that matter. The work that they do with you stays with you, right? So even though I wasn't ready to, like I had a coach that I worked with and he gave me some things to do around sales that I just wasn't comfortable doing yet. Now I'm completely comfortable doing it now because I've had more experience, I have more confidence, and I just wasn't there yet. And so your clients are on their own journey. And then for those of you that feel really, you don't want to make yourself too responsible for your clients because it can put you in a place of codependency, and it can also have it be where your client depends more on you than necessary, because what you want to do is have them like have their wings and go off, right? So your clients are responsible for their own journey. And I'll share with you, I had someone message me over the weekend. She went through my program recently, and she didn't get clients in the program, but she got clients right after. And she sent me a message to let me know. And so I say that to you is that just sometimes people think they want a result within the specific time that they think they want them, but they might not be ready for the result just yet. That doesn't mean that they won't get it. All right. So tell me how that's landing with you, that your clients are responsible for their own journey and you're a part of their journey, right? So like you're helping to create that container and providing them with the tools and supporting them. You're meeting them where they are at. So the last one is, oftentimes I'll hear things like, once I get clients, then I'll hire a coach. Once I do X, then I'll do Y. And so you probably have heard or even said some version of this. I still say some type of, once I do X, then I'll do Y, right? And it can feel like it makes sense in your mind, but we can actually fast track things if we choose. And so the fourth money shift is that others investing in you starts with you investing in yourself. So the fourth shift, which if someone can write in the comments, is that others investing in you starts with you investing in yourself. And so there's so many ways to invest in yourself. I know oftentimes when we use the word investment or investing, we think of money, which is absolutely a part of it. Well, let me just talk about money for a minute. Like sometimes things aren't happening because we're not putting enough power behind it. So it's one thing to say that you want something, but when you put like your energy and power behind it, it's kind of like you're launching a bow and arrow. So if like you only pull the arrow back a little bit, it's only gonna propel a little bit. And if you pull it further back, it's gonna go further. And so if you can just kind of use that metaphor and analogy when you're thinking about your business, when you're thinking about your goals, ask yourself, like, how much power do you have behind that vision? And so investing in yourself could include investing, to work with a coach or be in a program, but it's also energy and time. Like how much time, how much energy are you putting into your niche specific content, into cultivating your audience, into showing up for the people that you want to serve? Because when people are seeing you on social media or they're, on your email list, like you are the example of what it is that you're wanting to sell. And so I'll come back to the health coach example. And I have one health coach in mind that I'm thinking of quite frequently. I see her, she's doing yoga, she's boxing, she's showing you her green drinks, she's living a lifestyle of health and wellness. And you constantly see her being an example of that. And so she's investing in her health. She's investing time, energy, and money in her health. And you see that and you want that. And that's compelling, that like, oh, okay, if I work with her, there's the possibility that I can create that in my own life. And so I want to ask you, like, how do you feel like you're investing in yourself personally, in your business? How are you investing in your business? And that when potential clients interact with you, they feel like they're going to be able to get similar results just being in your energy and going through your process. So type a 1 in the comments if you are with me. So I'm going to review the 4 shifts that we talked about. And if you have any comments, I would love, or questions, I would love to hear them in the comments. So the first money shift is that people will find the money for what's important to them. It's so true. It really is true. And that doesn't mean, okay, so there's 2 things that are coming up for me. Like sometimes when people hear this, they can feel like, well, no, there are actually people who don't have the money. And I think that when you just say that, you're taking away people's agency. Just because that they don't have, if we're talking about someone who doesn't have the money, just because they don't have the money now doesn't mean that they can't create the money, that they can't find the money, that they can't set a goal to get the money. People can get incredibly motivated at any level of income, about what they want. I've seen people get motivated to get a new car. And you're like, well, you don't have a house. How are you getting a car? People can get really motivated, to get drugs. People can get motivated to get what they want. And that energy has them have it. And that's part of the way that you allow more clients. Is we talked a little bit about the power behind your desire is really, really powerful. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you get to determine the value of your services. So it's really important that you sit down and ask yourself, like, what is this worth to my potential client? If they were able to lose however amount of weight, if they were able to reverse a health diagnosis, if they were able to restore, a relationship that was disconnected and on the brink of divorce to like falling in love again, like what would those results be worth to a client? Literally ask yourself that, what are the benefits of my program, of my offer to my clients? And if they have a shift in this area of their life or business or career, what would that do for them? And does my pricing feel in alignment with that result? The third is your clients are responsible for their own journey, which is awesome. I think it's both empowering for you and also empowering for the client. And as a parent, it's like we want it can feel like, I'm speaking in the role of a parent, not so much as a coach, just to make an example. It's like there's a way that I can feel responsible for them, but then if I make myself responsible for my kids, then I'm not teaching them to learn how to be independent and to feel confident in the outside world. So part of your role as a coach is to help your client remember that they're whole, that they are resourceful, that they are complete, and that they're just using you. They're just using you as an excuse to have what they want. They're just using you as the structure, the space, the container to be their most powerful selves. So your clients are responsible for their own journey, and you're responsible for showing up and giving your the best that you got as a coach, right? And then finally, the 4th one is others investing in you starts with you investing in yourself. So how have you been investing in yourself lately? And what is the next stretch or next level for you to invest in yourself in your business so that others feel confident and willing to invest in themselves through working it with you? Because they're not actually investing in you, they're investing in themselves through working with you. So that's what I got for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts Feel free to type any questions in the comments. And as you're thinking about these money shifts, really be thinking about, like, how am I the client that I want to attract? How are you the client? Because oftentimes you'll find that your clients are mirrors, of where you still need to grow, what you're still dealing with. So it's like, if you feel like you're attracting clients who feel like they need you a lot, like where is it that you can put the power, extend the power back to themselves, that they are resourceful and complete and responsible. You are so welcome, Diana. So nice to see your face on here. And Asali, thanks for joining. And if you have any other comments, questions, feel free to post them in the comments. And if you'd like to know more about my Client Creation Queen program, where we dive deeper into these concepts and coming up with your own path to getting paid, getting clients, and really leaving your sacred calling. Have a great Monday, and feel free to DM me with inquiries. All right, until next time.